how are you? It's Traviseen here, and welcome back to our adventures with Koan Fu, the Pandaren Monk.
Hello, friend.
Today we are back in... Look at all the imps here. That looks awesome. We're back in Razorfen Downs. I didn't know you could summon this many imps. Looks so cool. I like it. Prologue's probably pretty badass in this Pandaria. A lot of the casters are. I hope you guys are doing well today. Doing pretty good. It's nice that we're actually going to finish our final Razorfen Downs quest here. You have to get Mordresh's Fire Eye and Tutenkash slain. It looks like this group's actually going to do that. Last time we were in here, the tank went this like interesting route where pretty much skipped all the bosses and just went right to the last boss. Just to get the, I guess, the bonus XP for finishing a random dungeon, right? Probably already had the quest finished. We also got a talent last episode. We had level 45. And we have Ascension. And what Ascension does, it's a passive, increases your chi by 1 and increases our energy regen by 15%. If we were Mistweaver, it would increase our mana by 50%. The imps. Pull them in here. And it's, yeah, more bad news, guys. Or sad news. Hulk Hogan passed away. It's not only Ozzy Osbourne this week, but Hulk Hogan as well. Legendary wrestler. Had some big matches with Andre the Giant. I remember watching him as a little kid when he was doing like the New World Order era with WCW. That was like when I was really into wrestling, during like, you know, D-Generation X era and all that. Oh my gosh, dude, this tank just got laid out. Yeah, that was the era when I was watching wrestling. The Attitude Era, they call it. Let's kick that purple there. Hopefully the tank can get back soon. We've got a stun up. This guy's just casting in our healer's face. Get him out of there. There we go. The tank is back. Ready to go. Oh, we survived. Looks like we didn't really need a tank. Guess we can ring the gong now and fight Tutenkash. Bring it again. Now bring them together. He's getting ready to tank. Not messing around. Running right to the gong. There we go. We put in a lot of work there, guys. Look at that DPS. We're pumping there. Pretty nice gloves for us. 12 strength, 8 agi, 8 stamp, 12 intellect, 8 crit. Like, there's so much stats. Has to be better than our previous gloves. Called the Arachnid Gloves of the Gorilla. So we're losing 1 agi, but we're gaining 8 strength. I mean 12 strength and then 8 crit. It's pretty damn good. Here we go. Let's catch up to the tank here. Looks like he needs a little bit of help. I think that's the healer. He's getting dazed. The tank's going down. Yeah, the tank's just going off. There's Mordresh. We need to make sure we pick up his eye here. And the glowing eye of Mordresh dropped. 4 stamp, 10 intellect, 5 crit. Not too shabby. So did we get the eye? Did we finish that quest? Yeah, we're done. Partners in crime. Now it's just off to the last boss. Tank's this guy's trying to get the chest so bad. He really wants it after this. The tank's like standing right on top of it. Sort of claiming it for himself. We try to like loot it, see what happens. Think he'll get mad? I don't think so. I think everybody can loot it. Frozen Souls have so much health. I love that. The waha! That's so badass. I want to do that in a battleground. You just like go in with flying serpent kick, and then you hit him with a touch of death. That'd be so cool. And it makes that sound. It has to make that waha sound. Like if a monk killed me that way, I'd be like, what the heck? Even that line's kind of funny to get wrecked by. That's one thing I'm looking forward to in PANDAREA, is just the PvP. Be fun getting like a PvP set and just having fun in some battlegrounds. I mean, I don't know if I would do arenas and take arenas seriously, but I do enjoy having, you know, fun in BGs. And Glutton's Cleaver dropped. I think that dropped last time. 30.4 damage per second. 80 and chance on hit wounds the target, causing him to bleed for 86 damage over 30 seconds. I don't think anybody really wanted that. Oh, Ragglesnout is here. I think he's a rare. Pretty sure. That's badass. Drops a pretty cool axe in vanilla. Awesome weapon. I think it's a sword, actually. Forget. But he drops a pretty nice weapon. I remember seeing it drop in hardcore. There it is, Excalibur. That sword right there. Two-handed sword. 39.7 damage per second, 20 strength, 13 stamina. Pretty nice. Not for us though. We're a monk, but we won it anyways. With a greed roll. How about that? 81. Maybe it was meant to be. You have looted Excalibur. Must be rough being a warlock though for dungeons. I think dungeons, the best classes to be are probably just physical DPS melee classes. everything just dies so fast that you rarely, like, are able to get a cast off. And dot damage is, like, not even worth putting up because the mob just most likely just dies before you're able to, you know, get the full duration of the dot. Like, I assume the Boomkin's just casting. He's putting Moonfire up. And that's oh, that's on fire. That's cool. There we go. We got the chest again. Major Troll's Blood Elixir. Generates 12 health every 5 seconds for 1 hour. He looks like a savage with that bloody cleaver. We're already at the last boss. Not a bad run. Pretty smooth. Pretty good group here. Go. And a plate, helmet drop, ice metal bar boot, 14 strength, 14 stamina, 14 expertise, and death chill armor. 12 stam, 17 intellect, 12 spirit mail chest. So I think we have to go in and out of the dungeon here to turn the quest in. There we go. We finally finished all the quests for Razorpen Dance.
What brings you here?
Well done. Without their leaders, the Scourge will pose no significant threat. All right, there we go. Back to the Eastern Plaguelands, guys. I'm going to do some quests with Chromie here.
Can I help you?
Hello there, Konfu. I am known as Chronormu, but you may call me Chromie. I am comfortable with such familiarity. Now, how did I know your name, you ask? I am one of the Bronze Dragonflight, forever attuned to the ebb and flow of time. You could say that we have met before. To that end, we shall also meet again.
You have a great day now.
The Annals of Darrowshire tells of the villains of that battle. So we're pretty much continuing the Little Pamela quest chain here. It tells of how the Ghoul Lord Horgus the Ravager was destroyed by Alliance forces during the battle. He was slain among the foothills north of here, and his skull remains there. Marduk the Black was never defeated, but his fabled sword now rusts ownerless. It can be found near the road to our southeast. Retrieve these items, Koanfu. I know not why, but I am certain their fate lies with you.
Alrighty then.
Heroes of Darrowshire. Heroes of Darrowshire held relics of their own, and inside those relics lie more precious memories. First speak with Carlin and obtain the extended Annals of Darrowshire. Within the tome lies the narrative that will drive our excursion through time. Then you will need to head west to the Marisstead. The former owner of the Maris farmhouse collected relics from the Battle of Darrowshire. For whatever reason I am not certain, Gather these relics and return to me.
Right.
Marauders of Darrowshire. I require a rare reagent for the powerful spell I intend to cast. Skulls from the Scourge who took part in the Battle of Darrowshire. Take this crystal and hunt Scourge champions for their skulls. The crystal is enchanted. If a champion took part in the battle, then when you pass the crystal over its skull, it will resonate. Bring me those resonating skulls. Go Ko Fu, you can find the Scourge champions in the fungal veil to the north.
Alrighty then.
I guess we'll pick this one up too, Cenarian Tenacity. Cenarian Tenacity is, you gotta speak with the rain near the entrance of the fungal veil. I think that's a quest that's not even in this area. So it's up, maybe it's just up here. We'll actually go up there right now. Those druids never give up, I swear. I'd given up on the Plaguelands years ago, but the Cenarian Circle folks keep telling me that the land is beyond hope. Is not beyond hope. They disarm you, these guys? No, that was our sparring buff. I thought we got disarmed. The most recent visitor was a night elf on her way to the fungal veil to the north. She told me that these lands will make a full recovery. If we try hard enough, I'm not sure I believe her. Do you buy this drivel? Maybe you should talk to her. She should end up there. Okay, so I guess we'll head down here first. We'll get Redpath Shield and Davil's Librum. So over here you would fight, what's his name? I forget that guy's name. Pretty much Sylvanas' right-hand man hangs out here. The Thanos. He's pretty tough too in vanilla. You actually have to get like a little raid team to beat him. They really changed him though when he came back in Battle for Azeroth. He's supposed to be like undead, but he doesn't look undead at all. He sort of does, but not like an actual undead. I wonder why the doggos get upset when we take the stuff. I wonder why Nathanos isn't here. He should be here. I fought him on my during the I think it was the last episode of my Dwarven Hunter playthrough. The guild, me and the guild I was in, the RP guild, the Dwarven RP guild, we fought Nathanos. We defeated him.
Peace be with you.
Alright, Cenarian Tenacity. Hello, monk. Please try not to draw too much attention. I suppose I'd better work on my stealth. If you were able to find me, are you interested in helping me heal the Plaguelands? You have a keen eye to have seen me here. Hidden among the grasses, ahead of us lies the fungal veil, an area that the Scourge still cling tightly to. They use floating constructs to continually replague the land, keeping it vile and polluted. The devices are controlled with ruins, which are held by dark adepts and shadow mages. Take the controlling ruins that these cultists hold, aim them at the plague disseminators, and overcharge them with this mote. The results should be amusing. Amidst death, life. Scourge forces have made it a point to ensure that nothing survives in the fungal veil. All you will find are husks of rotted mushrooms and scorched grasses. The three corners of the veil are home to 3 large ziggurats, which they use to reanimate the dead and summon new soldiers to the battlefield. Yet, in this evil, lifeless place, life finds a way to flourish. Take my seeds and plant them in the centers of the ziggurats. Prove them Prove to them that life will prevail. It's this little battle here between life and death. I think Zorval, right? Was in the Shadowlands. That was like he was behind all this all along. I think that was his name, Zoval. Yeah, his name's the Jailer. Supposedly he's like behind the Lich King and all that stuff. It's cool how like life and death, like they all fight against each other. The Burning Legion fights against death as well, and killed Jaden. He wanted to actually destroy Icecrown Citadel to stop the Scourge from taking over Azeroth. Because I guess, you know, they wanted to take it over. So, like, they all sort of fight each other. Even evil fights evil, right? And now we have the Void Lords coming to take over Azeroth in the current expansion, the War Within. And at the end of Shadowlands, that's what the Jailer Zoval was, I guess, sort of warning about, I think. Was, the Void Lords were coming to consume Azeroth. And that's, I guess they're a part of, like, darkness or shadow. The void, I guess you could call it. And then there's light, right? That's the opposite of that. Do we get the Decimator rune? I have to, like, use these plant the rain seeds and the cigarettes. There we go. I have to use resonating crystals on anything? We just have to get resonating crystals and then wave over a fetid skull. Okay. There we go. How many do we have? Plague Decimator destroyed. Are these the Plague Decimators here? But yeah, there's opposites of everything. So there's order and chaos. Order is the Titans, who are, like, you know, supposedly the creators of Azeroth, and kind of like the people that that you, the hero, teams up with to fight against the Burning Legion, which is chaos. So the Titans are order, Burning Legion is chaos. Then there's light and darkness. The Void Lords are darkness. And then I guess you could say, like, the Naru are light, or the highest form of light that we know of. And, you know, paladins follow the light. Priests do as well. Priests follow both, actually, like the light and shadow, or the void, I guess you could call it. So you could be a shadow priest. How more skulls do we have here? Not enough. There we go. Got that done. Let's get inside the ziggurat here. So yeah, there's order and chaos, Titans, and the Burning Legion. And then there's shadow and light, the Void Lords, and I guess the Naru. Be the highest of the light. And then there's death versus life, which would be the Shadowlands and Zoval. The Jailer is, like, probably the leader of death. And then life would be... I'm not too sure who would be, like, the leader of light. I mean, leader of life. I guess the Emerald Dream is life. All that druid stuff. Ysara. Forget her name. Like a green dragon flight. Like big green dragon. Wow, what's her name? Yeah, it's Ysara. Ysara, yeah. That's the big green dragon. She's just, we haven't really got to really see much of life. There's supposedly going to be an expansion that dives into the Emerald Dream, but they never really did that. I assume that was going to happen when we, like, after Shadowlands, because, you know, they explained, like, death. Like, I guess now they'll go explain light. But then they just jumped into... Or maybe Dragonflight was about that. I don't know, but... It seems like Dragonflight was more about the Titans. I don't really know the lore that well. I kind of have like a... I know it a little bit. But yeah, they never really got into life. So we don't really know much about it, but... Focus of this expansion that they're currently in war with is about, you know, light and darkness. Supposedly... The old gods, like N'Zoth, supposedly they're a part of darkness as well, and they maybe they work for the Void Lords, and they're sent to like these realms or these planets to prepare them to be taken over by the Void Lords. But what people assume is that these old gods enjoy their power too much to want to give away the planet to the Void Lords, and they just don't really do their job. So that's why they sent in the Harbinger, the last boss for, I guess, this expansion, to get everything set up. Forget her name. I can't believe I forget. It's a part of the War Within storyline, the Harbinger. Yeah, Alaria? Or it's not Alaria, is it? Yeah, Xalatath. Xalatath is the Harbinger. Yeah, the story is just, it's kind of too big now. It's a little crazy. So we gotta like blow up these things here. These cauldrons, there we go. That's one, where's another one? But it's going to be cool seeing light versus darkness. That's kind of like what's going on in this expansion. Retail. I actually want to check retail out again, see what's going on. Supposedly, like, the Emperor of Light or the Empire of Light is coming back. There's like this hidden island that we've never seen, sort of like Pandaria. That you just nobody could ever get to because the winds were too powerful and the dragons just couldn't get there, or they'd get lost or something. I don't know. And the Empire of Light is there. And supposedly the Scarlet Crusade is teamed up with them because, you know, they kind of, they're all about the light too, sort of, but they're a little bit corrupt. Well, they're pretty corrupt, the Scarlet Crusade. Yeah, the WoW story is pretty cool. They could make like They made a show of the WoW story. It could go on for like so many seasons. It'd be cool if they made just like a cartoon or an anime of it. It'd be awesome. Where the heck is this like plague? Where do we? There's only one cauldron here. I guess we just use it anywhere? Oh, they're up in the air. Oh, okay, my bad. I didn't even see that. It looks like we're done here. Got into a little rant about the WoW lore. But I don't know it that well. So, you know, if you're like a red shirt guy from BlizzCon who knows the lore really well, you know, feel free to correct me on anything. I don't mind. I am interested in it. I've always enjoyed it. Been following it ever since I was like a young guy. The sooner those scourge are pushed out of the fungal veil, the sooner we can heal it. Thank you, Koan Fu. Even if the flowers died out shortly after they bloomed, they proved our point to the scourge. They are losing and we are winning. Thank you for your assistance. I guess we'll take the fungal cloak. It's a little bit better than the one we got. It says more stamina. Same amount of agility, so we'll put that on. Okay, so let's go over here and we'll get the skull of Horgus and the shattered sword of Marduk. I really wonder if we went back to Stormwind, could we actually get our mount upgraded to like 100 speed? If we fall, then Darrowshire is doomed. Yeah, here it is right here. The Battle of Darrowshire. And there's one more here, the Shattered Sword of Marduk. Yeah, we should have an Emerald Dream expansion eventually, I think. It would be cool to see that. Or maybe we'll see what happens. I don't really know. Some people think like this trilogy that they have going on may be the end of everything. It might be like the actual end of the game. And then they go into like what, WoW 2 or something like that? I have faith that it's going to be good. They brought Chris Metzen back. He did a great job with WoW. So I think the story will be pretty cool if he's, you know, behind it. Did you find the skull and the sword, Koan Fu? Found them. Well done, Koan Fu. These relics hold within them the memories of the Scourge forces at Darrowshire. We will need these if we are to save Joseph Redpath. So let's check out the Seeker's Breeches here. Pretty good pants, but not as good as ours, so we'll just take the item that sells for the most. Do you have the skulls? They are crucial for my spell, which will give us a chance to save Darrowshire, maybe. Excellent work, Koan Fu. You are certain to haven't done this before. What did I not get here? Oh yeah, I gotta talk to Carlin Redpath. I gotta get the book from him. Carlin, do you have the extended annals of Darrowshire? Why yes. Does Chromie need this? I suppose she would. Yes, you may have it. Feel free to leaf through the pages. Inside you'll find the history of Darrowshire and the details of the events that led to the death of so very many men. Oh, you can actually read it. What a badass book. That's pretty badass. Maybe we'll hold on to that. Maybe we'll read it before we jump in and turn the book in. We'll do that while we get a little buff here. And we'll go to Stormwind. I'll read it. We'll check it out. It'll be kind of cool. She will, Here we are. We're gonna get a little buff. Do a little daily.
Tell me of your travels.
Again,
May the mists protect
I'm back home. If I see you've returned to hone your skills. What the heck happened with this?
Jade Serpent.
Why is it giving me that writing crap? So there's an option that where, like, quests, they, like, slowly show you the words. You can get rid of that. I don't know why the heck that came up there. I've had that marked off for a while. I wonder if we, like, turned it back on. Oh, start the event. Master Chang. We haven't fought this guy yet. No, I'm not the other Chang. No relation. Yes, I'm a monk. Well, I always dreamed of being a demon hunter.
There is no hurry.
Look at them hinting about demon hunters in Legion. As a monk, your reflexes are among our greatest resources. Often the ability to think and move quickly can save your life. It'd be cool to know, like, what their plan is with this game, or with WoW. They clearly think, like, 5 years... I wouldn't say 5 years ahead, but at least 4, I would say. 3 to 4. Let's bow to him. While we fight him, we'll check out the Annals of Darrowshire. Darrowshire, named from the Darrowmere Lake to its west, is a village tucked into the southern foothills of Lordaeron. Known for humble yet hard-working residents, Darrowshire stayed in the background of Lordaeron's history until the Second War. Heroes were made during that war, and heroes were lost. The Battle of Darrowshire took place in the middle of the Second War, when Scourge forces rampaged across Lordaeron. Darrowshire was cut off from the bulk of the Alliance forces, but the town was bolstered by a company of troops, a contingent of paladins of the Silver Hand, and a staunch group of local militia led by Captain Joseph Redpath. That's Pamela's father, I believe. The Scourge's first assaults on Darrowshire were sparse. Small groups of marauding skeletons and corpses wandered the outskirts of the village and were easily defeated. But the Scourge sensed the defenders' tenacity and responded in kind. Soon after the first wave of attacks, a second wave emerged. Champion ghouls, servants of the ghoul lord Horgus, screamed down from the hills and clashed with the beleaguered Darrowshire defenders.
Hello.
I hear from Master Chang that your training went well. Come back again. Continue training. There we go. Got a little buff here. 50% extra XP. And we'll head to Stormwind, guys. Alright, here we are, back in Stormwind. Been a while. The defenders weakened, but were relieved by paladins, disciples of the Silver Hand. Their leader, Davil Crockford, was a native. Oh, nice. See, there we go. Journeyman riding. I knew we could get ground speed. It's good. The defenders weakened, but were relieved by paladins, disciples of the Silver Hand. Their leader, Davil Crockford, was a native of Darrowshire. He brought his followers to the village, where he heard of the impending attack, and together with the defenders, they held back the servants of Horgus. When Horgus himself entered the battle, he met with Davil, For many minutes they fought, and Davil eventually prevailed, but he suffered a mortal wound and died soon after defeating the Ghoul Lord. The battle continued, and Captain Redpath led his militia bravely. And it might have been won had the captain not been corrupted by the Death Knight Marduk the Black. In the middle of the fray, Marduk rode up to Redpath, and with black magic he tore loose Redpath's spirit, twisting it into an evil shadow of the brave captain. The corrupted Captain Redpath then spread his evil taint among the defenders of Darrowshire, who betrayed their allies and slaughtered them. They then turned on the town of Darrowshire and killed all who hid in their homes. The remaining Scourge army, along with the corrupted spirit of Captain Redpath, then left the ravaged village of Darrowshire and tore into Lordaeron, adding to the pain and death of the Second War. Make some bandages here. The fate of Horgus the Ravager. Horgus the Ravager fell at the Battle of Darrowshire, but the evil within him was not fully spent. The victorious Scourge forces removed his skull from the battlefield of Darrowshire, carrying it with them to sow dread among the living they faced. Days later, the company of Scourge who possessed the head were defeated by Silverhand Paladins. Horgus's head was cast into Blackwood Lake.
How are you? Have a good one.
Just wanted to find some... keep this going here. The fate of Marduk the Black. Marduk survived the Second War, causing great death and suffering. With his foul rune-laden sword, although Marduk still lives, his sword was lost in the battle near Corn's Crossing. A dwarf captain shattered the sword on his enchanted shield, forcing Marduk to flee the field and winning the day for the Alliance. Marduk's sword sank into the earth and corrupted it, eating a gorge into the land, now known as the Infectus Scar. The fate of Davil Lightfire. Davil Lightfire died at the Battle of Darrowshire, but his bravery inspired the Alliance throughout the war. His book, His Paladin's Relibrum, was recovered by the Scarlet Crusade troops and now resides in the Town Hall of the Scarlet Crusade, controlled Hearthglen, often read by Crusaders eager to draw from Davil's strength. So that's what happened to the people of Darrowshire. Like, some of them were forced into the Scarlet Crusade, right? The Alliance kind of abandoned them at the end. So they had to do something. Fate of Joseph Redpath. Joseph Redpath was killed during the Battle of Darrowshire. His spirit was corrupted and took new shape, and this creature spread great evil in Lordaeron. At the Garon's Withering, east of Anderhall, the corrupted Redpath was finally defeated by Alliance forces. His shield still rests near the barn of the plagued Flarmstead, and Scourge minions are still drawn to the memory of his evil. Fate of Carlin Redpath.
Hey there.
Let's get to Artisan First Aid here.
See you around.
There we go. We can get to 300 First Aid, guys. So what's the fate of Carlin Redpath? Brother to Captain Joseph Redpath, Carlin fell during the Battle of Darrowshire, but although terribly wounded, he was not slain. Days after the battle, agents of the Argent Dawn found Carlin wandering weak from thirst and fever near Corn's Crossing. They tended to his wounds and brought him to Light's Hope Chapel. Grateful for their charity, Carlin joined the ranks of the Argent Dawn and now fights a battle of revenge against the Scourge. There we go. That's the extended Annals of Darrowshire. Quite the battle. I guess the Scarlet Crusade was kind of... I don't know if it was born from this battle, but... it seems like maybe Davil Lightfire's book is like maybe they're one of their like manifestos. Who knows? And there we go. First aid is now at 250. We need to start collecting
Hello.
heavy mage weave now. When did we get rune cloth? 260?
Safe travels.
I kind of messed up there making a bunch of that mage weave. It's all good though. Probably could have got to 300. It's all good. We can just buy some from the auction house if we really need to. I'll make sure we get to 300 before we go out to Outland, which is in quite a few levels. We're only level 45. We'll be going out to Outland at level 58. But there we go, guys. We got 100% mount speed. That's pretty good. We were able to level up our first aid. Checked out the Annals of Darrowshire book. Finished up our quest in Razorfen Downs. And next episode we'll continue the Chromie quest chain and we'll do some dungeons. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.